My dear child, listen closely because the heavens themselves are shaking with the importance of what I need to say to you today. I am Michael, the one sent straight from God's side, and I've come to you right in this very moment. Not tomorrow, not when things feel a little easier, but right now, while your heart is still beating with all the questions and aches it carries. You've felt it, haven't you? Those little signs that pop up when you least expect them, like whispers in your quiet dreams that leave you waking up with a strange sense of peace mixed with wonder, or the sudden chills that run down your spine for no reason at all, making your skin tingle as if the air itself is alive with something bigger than you. And those lights that flicker just when you're pouring out your prayers, like they're winking back at you, saying, "We're here." Every one of those moments wasn't just coincidence. It was me, reaching out across the invisible lines between heaven and earth, trying to get through to you, to pull you closer to the light that's been waiting for you all along. I don't come to you with anger or flames of judgment. No, that's not my way. I come with a gentle but urgent nudge from the very breath of God, the same breath that brought life to the world. This isn't a casual chat. This is a divine call to attention. You're right at the edge of something huge in your life, a fork in the road where one path leads back to the same old struggles, and the other opens up to wonders you can't even imagine yet. If you push this aside or wait even a day longer, you might slip past the beautiful things heaven has been carefully weaving together for you, year after year, like a master artist preparing a canvas just for your story. So, please, lean in. Let my words sink deep into your soul. I've been watching over you through all those long, dark nights when the pain felt too heavy to carry, when silence wrapped around you like a heavy blanket, and your faith wobbled like a candle in the wind. I saw those quiet tears you shed when you thought no one was looking, when you whispered up to the sky, "God, are you still there? Do you even see me in this mess?" In those exact moments, even though the answer didn't come thundering down right away, I was right there beside you. Unseen, yes, but holding your hand with a grip stronger than steel, whispering words of courage into your tired heart, filling you with just enough strength to take the next breath. You weren't left alone in that darkness. You were being shaped, molded like clay in gentle hands, prepared for a purpose that only heaven could see. You weren't pushed aside or forgotten in the rush of the world. No, you were being placed exactly where you needed to be, like a seed buried deep in the soil, waiting for the perfect rain to break through. Every single tear that fell from your eyes was gathered up, counted like precious jewels, stored in heaven's book of remembrance. Every heartbreak, every step backward, every moment of loss. It was all written down, not to weigh you down, but to build a story of comeback that will echo for generations. And now, hear this. The courts of heaven have spoken. They've declared with a voice that shakes the stars. It's time. Let divine justice flow into this child's life like a river breaking free from a dam. Those enemies who smirked and whispered when you were at your lowest, thinking they'd won some kind of victory, they're about to witness the full power of what God does for the ones who hold on, who choose faith when everything screams to let go. Think back with me for a second. You've walked through valleys of betrayal that cut deeper than any knife, where trust was handed out like gifts only to be thrown back in your face. Rejection has knocked on your door so many times it feels like an unwelcome guest who never leaves, leaving you with that hollow ache of loneliness that echoes in the quiet hours. And oh, the faces that smiled so sweetly to your front, all warmth and promises, while behind your back they twisted the knob on doors you needed open, slamming them shut with quiet cruelty. Friends who weren't really friends, helpers who hid their own agendas, people who built you up just to watch you tumble. It hurts to remember, I know, but hold on, because God has drawn a line in the sand. He's looked at all of it, weighed every unfair moment on his perfect scales, and said with authority that silences the storms, "Enough. My child has suffered long enough." An order has gone out from the throne room, swift and unyielding, and I've been dispatched like a warrior at dawn to shatter the hidden seals that have kept your blessings locked away in the shadows. There are chains in the spirit world, invisible ropes woven from doubt and delay, wrapped tight around the bright future that's yours by right. They've held you back, made you question if you'd ever break free. But I'm here, sword in hand, to swing with all the might of heaven and snap them one by one. If you'll just open your heart wide right now, no half measures, no peeking from behind closed doors, I'll do the rest. Don't shrink back from what you can't see with your eyes. God's power doesn't announce itself with trumpets every time. It moves like a quiet river carving through stone, steady and unstoppable, wearing away the barriers until the flood of good breaks through. You look at yourself and think, I'm just one person, small and ordinary, but let me pull back the veil for you. A light brighter than the sun surrounds you, so vast and pure that the shadows themselves cower in fear. That's why your life has felt like a whirlwind lately. Sudden waves of tiredness that hit out of nowhere, thoughts that tangle up like knots in a rope, old faces from the past popping up like ghosts at your window, strange little coincidences that leave you scratching your head, wondering, what does this mean? None of it's by chance. It's the ripple effect of the world beyond this one reacting to the big change bubbling up inside you. You're stirring awake into your true season, the one God painted just for you, and the forces of darkness are scrambling because they know what's coming. But here's my plea. Don't let fear win this round. Don't let questions like, what if, chain you down again. I, Michael, the guardian of all that's true and holy, stand tall over you with my blade of pure light raised high. No scheme cooked up against you will land its blow. It'll shatter like glass on stone before it gets close. You've poured out prayers from the depths of your soul, waited seasons that felt like forever, and in those stretches of quiet from above, it seemed like heaven had gone silent, like your words were lost in the wind. But silence isn't emptiness, my child. It's the sound of building, of foundations being laid brick by brick while you rest. What you saw as stillness was heaven's busy hands scripting a fresh page in your book of life, one that flips open today, inviting you to step into the plot twist you've been aching for. Those roadblocks that slowed your steps? They weren't slaps on the wrist from a harsh judge. They were careful guides, nudging you off paths that led nowhere good, lining you up for the straight road ahead. The things meant to crush your spirit? They became the very stones you stand on now, solid and unshakable. The humiliations that burned hot in the moment? They're turning into stories you'll tell with a smile, tales that point straight to God's goodness shining through your scars. Picture this. You're paused right between two roads stretching out like choices in a dream. One winds through thick fogs of worry, looping back to the same hurts you've outgrown. The other? It's lit by courage from above, straight and true, calling you to step forward even if your knees knock a little. The decision is yours. What path do you claim? If doubt keeps whispering its old lies, you'll circle those pains like a weary traveler lost in the woods. But rise up today, voice shaky if it has to be, heart pounding with "What now?" and breathe out to God, "I trust you, come what may." Watch how the world shifts then. Hidden doors creak open like they've been oiled just for you. Folks you wrote off as gone forever circle back with softened eyes and fresh starts. Chances that looked bolted shut forever swing wide with a welcoming rush. Maybe your mind's tugging at you with, "I'm not good enough for this." Or, "Why pick me when there are shinier options out there?" Push that aside, because here's the simple truth. God handpicked you not in spite of your bruises, but because of the gold in your heart that shines brighter after the fire. He watched you lift prayers for strangers when your own load bent you double, saw you extend forgiveness to those who stomped on it like it was nothing, noticed how you kept resentment from taking root even when letting it grow would have felt like sweet revenge. That's the stuff heaven builds empires on, pure hearts that beat steady through the storm. You're not fragile glass. You're forged iron, tempered and true. Not overlooked in the crowd. You're ringed by wings of protection that no storm can pierce. Not lagging behind the pack. You're being lifted to heights that hush every doubter's tongue. This word I'm bringing holds both a gentle alert and a rock-solid vow. The alert: don't drag your feet on what heaven's nudging you toward. It's now or it stretches longer. The vow: step out and trust this instant, and your days will flip like pages in a whirlwind, faster and fuller than your wildest hopes. Deep down, there's that one thing you've been shoving to the back shelf. A phone call gathering dust in your thoughts, a choice you've skirted like hot coals, words of mending left unsaid, a brave leap you've eyed but not taken. The clock on waiting has run out. It's chime time. Heaven's hands are tied if fear keeps you rooted like an old tree in rocky soil. Your very next move, small as it seems, flips the key in the lock of the wonder that's been pacing behind the scenes, curtain drawn tight. I've scanned the horizons, seen the shadows slinking around you, smiles that mask green-eyed wants, talks in hushed corners that twist your name like a pretzel. But light's coming to those spots. Truths will spill out like dawn chasing night, and you'll walk taller for it, not smaller. Lean into that unveiling. It's your freedom bell ringing. The same voices that once sneered from on high will soon lean in close, hungry for the wisdom you've earned the hard way. Lies get flipped to facts, thefts repaid in heaps that overflow. And let me lean in closer for this part, because it's straight from the command. A holy swap is brewing in your money matters, where lack turns to lush. Spots where hands grabbed what wasn't theirs. Expect back more than double. Packages of plenty that drop your jaw in grateful shock. Breathe easy through the slow spots and the foggy unknowns. Heaven's blueprints are drawn, details etched in. Surprise cash slipping into your pocket, doors to work or ideas that bloom like spring, links to folks who pave prosperity paths. They're rolling now, wheels turning smooth. But the hinge? It's belief, solid as bedrock. Line up your talk with hope, not the hiss of worry. Let your voice paint pictures of good over the grey you see. Heaven tunes into your heart's song, not the mud on your shoes. Hold this close. Your tongue's a spark for creation, lighting fires or quenching them. Declare, I'm favored, and watch favors flock like birds to a feeder. Breathe, I'm safe, and feel the guard of wings fold around you tight. But mutter, it's hopeless, or bad luck's my shadow, and you build walls against the good knocking. Starting today, mind your murmurs, they're brushes on heaven's canvas. Those bedtime pleas you've whispered, they're ripening now, fruits heavy on the branch. Don't yank them early with, maybe not, weeds. I get the empty road feel, scanning crowds and wondering why your rhythm's offbeat from the march. Simple, you weren't cut for blending, you were carved to glow, a beacon in the bland. That otherworldly hum you carry, it baffles some, draws love from the right ones, sparks spite from the wrong. Don't shoulder their stares, it's your call lighting up the room. One more whisper, tucked just for you, the wound that cut deepest, the one who twisted the knife. Peace evades them like smoke. Heaven's settling accounts, no need for your grudge to lift a finger. Their choices spun a web that boomerangs, fair as morning light, not from your spite but God's even hand. Unclench that fist around old hurts. Your mend is the win that counts. Forgiving isn't greenlighting the wrong. It's unlocking your cage, letting fresh air rush in. Blessings speed up then, like rivers unchoked. And pay ear sharp. A key player's being herded your way by unseen guides, toting a note, a tie, a gift that reroutes your trail. Your gut might not clock it first, but your soul will hum, calm in their chat, cozy in their gaze, a soft inner nudge of, this fits the puzzle. Stay cracked open. Don't bolt new faces on old scars, say so. God parcels wonders through everyday hands, warm and willing. Your tale's no closed book. It's volume 1, ink still wet. Next arc. Renewal in bold letters. Time ticked away, affections faded, self-trust chipped, compass spun wild, all rebounding, polished brighter. You'll climb not harder edged, but heart softer, mind sharper, a quiet force. Skeptics from yesteryear gape as God hoists you to views they dreamed for themselves. Keep low, keep thankful, eyes heavenward. Weariness tugs, I feel it. How many more miles on this treadmill? But swear this, your vigil's no waste. Each tick plants kernels for bumper crops ahead. That quit whispers peak. Heaven's roar of, hold the line, the goods rounding the bend. The crack in your wall you're begging for? It's spiderwebbing now, backstage but sure. Sights coming soon, clear as day. Hush fear's bluster with faith's steady drum. When it bays, no way. Counter with God, every road's walkable. Alone? Murmur, he's my constant shadow. Clock ticking down? Proclaim, my beat's heaven's metronome. Each faith pick. Angel choirs strike up a tune. Heaven craves your yes, your hand in the dance. Don't swipe past, don't tune out. Bow your head now, eyes shut, and let it roll. God, I lean on you. Fear, you're fired. Your way's my welcome mat. Mean it bone deep, soul stirred. Warmth will bloom in your chest. That's me, settling in. You're held, never solo. Watch the hours, a number looping like a wink, a melody that mirrors your ache-turned hope, peace crashing calm in chaos. Nod thanks, Father, and stride bold. You're cloaked in haven's guard, mercy's squad, grace's glow, might's muscle. Ill that clawed, fading mist, mind muddle, parting clouds, heart sag, joy's lift, locks, unlatching smooth. Why this tick of the clock? A spirit hourglass ran low. Skip it and good stalls. But you're tuned in, gears grind fresh. Blocked, flowing free, veiled, bared bright, gone, gathering home. Greatness badges you, doubts demoted. I, Michael, flank you firm. Past scanned, present shielded, tomorrow tuned. March fearless, God's plot twists your way. Prime pages turn now. He's your rear guard, no snag sticks. Safe harbor, trust pray, that's the key. I, Michael, press in, talks do, this instant. Ignore, sparks fly my way, but it's love's fire, not fury's. You've no clue the vigil I've kept, breath held for this breach. Air hums electric, my nearness charges it. Words, God-breathed, urgent as birth. Delay, heart hazard, heaven's vigil, watched, waited, warded unseen. I break quiet, 'cause your dawn breaks. Read full, and shift seals shut, back only forward. Moments heaven pipes up. This, God clocked your solo sobs, no shoulder lent. Sleepless torses, grin through grind. I flanked, urged, grip on at give-up's brink. Sigh, prayer, plea, all ledgered. Losses, not lash, but launch pad. Refined in rain, braced in bust, spared in snub. Forsake look, fence up, nos, veiled yes to vasts. I, Michael, paced your perils, storms blindsided. Tonight's truth, not ditched, destined for dazzle. Blind not to bounty inbound. Doubt dings, real. Heaven's direct line, no static. Pursuit pure, no stray. Open spell, gold flame guards. Chills, heat, hush, spirit stamp, watch now. Urge, rouse, not rout. Swift swirl, yearlock lifts sudden, prepped. God's yes awaited. Obey, trust sans map. Fragrance to throne. Seen, loved, picked. Tale turns to night. Recall shatter peak. God real. Heaven etched it. Cry cracked realms. Angels mobbed. Plea propelled restore. Hurdles, halved. Foes, faces front fake, backbite. Vibes vile, jealous jam. I insulated all. Plots, penned. Scoffs, scored. Eyes eternal miss naught. Now's heaven hail. Alliance arrived. Blessing bolt unbolts, creek calls, destiny din. I order opposers off, shield spans hearth, kin, quest. Wait weird, warfare whirls for win, yours. Shake, pre-miracle mess, order overlays, unseen, overpast. God-gauged gripes, defends turned traitors, love lavished loose. Blade bared, guard, not gouge. Kindness killers, heaven's heat humbles. Ear on, timed trove, days dance. Meet, missive, morph, Wyworth. Freak not flux, fate fresh. Name nudge, ring rare. Heed, heaven's hint. Clears clog clumps. I intercede. Assaults, snuffed. Aura, light-laced. Peace pulse puzzles plots. Fall faint, rise roar. Loss lure, gain gush. Death dirge, life lilt. Creator crafts on. Trust blind spots. World wail, heaven hum. Mimics, your sparks solo. Soul pull, favor fetch. Trials, triggered, cause treasure. Mock march, quake quit. Bigs birthed. Genspan, lift, then lend. Spill, spill joy. Warn, liplock leaks, smiles snare. Guard till green go. Peace probe, trust tie. Drain dip, drift. Next, align, not ache. Firm, fondness forged. Fought your frail fights, bed blanket, gainst bogies, path patrol peril punt. Watched wave wrongs, wound love, wreck rise. Heaven hails your hardy. Thrived throws others tap. Tears, toted, tide turns. Trump trans, morrow mood mends. Ere answers ask, snug shifts, coin coup, cold call kind. Random, no, reverse rush. Clean core, grudge grit gone. Retort rush, recall reckon rolls. Wrongers, wonder wide, weapon wane. Vow vault, veiled no more. Scroll spill, scheme stirs. Shut swift, shun, step up shuns. New, nudge nice, no nudge. Ease error, rest rush. Renew rain, lost, loaded, lush. Law lit, hesit hurt. Hope hazard, disdumps. But, time true, not tease. Stall, safeguard spell. No nag, net, notch. Nets you neat. Wings ward, yours woos. Breath bless, load lift. Fog fade, drain dissolve. Holy hum, cell spark, thought thaw, feel fresh. If gnawed, amen echo. Guard I Michael mend, talk tight, tick-tock. Dare dim, divine drive, throne thrust, wing wobble weight wade. No notion, light lurk, shade skirm, lifeline, fate fence, prayer pile unditched. Heard, hush heaven, call, kind cloaked cue. Sign summon, number nag, dream dip, mood melt unmoored. Restless rift, chest churn, night nag, shift shrug. Door din divine. Today thrust, foe flicker fizzle. Safe, savor. Delay darts, mud maze, worth ring. False, stood sob still, help hush dark dip. Quit quake care crush. Tear tome mercy meld. Bust bloom seed swell. Test, tune, not torment. Pain pact, reroute high hatch. Human hype, heaven hold. Breathe bass, whirl, weave well. Invisible, inklingen. Prayer plow, payoff plain, wowrought. Doubt, divine dotes response. Redrift, beside bomb. Gust gift, prickle piece, chest charm, merge mark, not man mad, meant march, dark dodge dash, despair ditch gods know, round rift, spite spat, dust doom, trap twist, turn torch, enough edict, kind crush cease, lag lift, twist trim, less lift no, book burst your badge, pain peak, betray blast, lilash, heaven holds honest, rescribe show, mock miss faith flash, stun stare, take trove times tens, solo, squad swirl, fights, flank fierce unseen, jolt jump, jam jam, heft heel pray pull, me might cord cut, choice choke, check chain, now nudge, align or, peel path, loss lure, trust trim, restore rush, walk wane, chill chop, exit escort, bless barrier bust, chase, no, new knit, prime pure, stick stout, prep plenty, peace pack, clear crown, power pulse, trove toss, tie, tail, trek twist, news nudge, strange say, odd open, sign seal, maturity meld, prayer peak, warn whirl, break blitz, dodge dip, fog flail, tire tug, neg nip, pray plug, fear fling, light lash, Michael moot, mobilize, word wield faith fierce, grip grind foe fade, fray, faith fight, not fault flog, gale, glow gift, small sink, surge soar, vow void, vessel vast, earth envoy, angel eye lightlark, man miss no, birth badge, beat beyond, resist route, radiance roar, survive, saw shift, restore rift, bond bomb, coin cascade, shot spark stray spur, key kin q season, discern dip, grin glean no, peace port yes, meet meld, soul snap pre-mind, secret spill, name nord throne talk, way weave child climb, burst bomb, chill churn, surge swirl, lately lift, realm reel, boon blitz beam bright, crown keen, halt hush, chosen chime, world wake soon, act arrow, fright no, fire yes, slot spirit, faith forgive, brave burst now, voice vice fear fetter, free flare, truth thrum, pray proclaim, boon beckon, heaven halt your hail, might march free, angel act await ask, plea guard, pardon purge, acax, clench crush, capacity crowd no, pardon plunge, heft heave, vibe vault, trail throw, instant infuse, mend march, curse coup late, geel jab plot puff, watch wisp, word wilt ash, reverse rift, fall faint, climb crown, muddle mirth, hush honor, tonight tick, sign stir soft strong, flick flick, tune twirl, number nudge, dismiss, no, seal stamp me might, harm halt, blade blunt, peace plate, gleam guard, miracle moot, clear call, just jolt, com cusp, descend drop, beg bust, believe bud, faith flick heaven hint, pick pure heart hammer, spark stir, unseen unfurl, see soon, pad prep, wick warm word weave, ready rush, gate gape, love lilt deep, slip stumble, stray swerve, heaven hug hold, tail, turn tide, not tally torment, ache arrow purpose pop, stall shield sweet, late, lap lux refined, refine ring, reveal rush, redrift, heel hum, mind melt, past paint, light lunge, beam broad, tomes, tomorrow tide lush lift, hush halo, glee gush, chuckle charm, heart hug, sure stitch, frag frail, faith firm root ramp, doubt duel, distance done, far forged, fray fierce folkfold no, scar stamp, strong stoke, fight fierce folk flee, fray finish, blade bliss dark ditch, free flush full, fate firm, breathe balm deep, peace plume, heaven huff life lilt, all I now, safe shelter, sea spot, shield swath, God grip always, trust thrum, pray plug, no Nestle guard, quest quell till gleam gush, fear forsake, tick tide yours. And so, my beloved child, as these words settle like a soft rain on parched ground, know that the veil between heaven and your heart has thinned just a little more today. The promises I've shared aren't distant echoes, they're footsteps approaching your door, ready to knock and enter if you'll only say yes. Your journey, with all its twists and tender spots, is weaving toward a tapestry of triumph that will make every weary step worth it. Heaven doesn't rush for show, it builds for forever. Carry this light forward, one breath, one prayer at a time, and watch how the ordinary blooms into the extraordinary. Until we speak again in the quiet of your soul, walk in the peace that surpasses understanding. You are cherished beyond measure, guarded beyond question, destined beyond dreams. Go now, and live as the light you were born to be. My dearest one, as the echoes of my previous words still linger in the quiet chambers of your heart, I find myself compelled to speak once more, for the river of heaven's grace does not run dry after a single pour. It flows endlessly, adapting to the contours of your soul's deepest needs. I am Michael, ever vigilant, my wings unfurled not just in the grand battles of the cosmos, but in the tender skirmishes of your everyday spirit. The date on your calendar reads October 21st, 2025, a marker in time that feels ordinary to the world, but to heaven, it's a luminous thread in the tapestry of your unfolding destiny. The leaves may be turning gold outside your window, the air crisp with the promise of change, but within you, a warmer transformation stirs, one that no season can touch or fade. You've carried this message close since last we connected, haven't you? Perhaps you've replayed it in the hush of night, letting it wrap around you like a familiar cloak, or shared snippets with a trusted soul, watching their eyes widen at the resonance. And now, as if drawn by an invisible cord, you call for more, not out of greed, but out of hunger, a holy thirst for the next drop of truth that quenches and quickens. So I come again, not with weariness, but with renewed fire, to build upon the foundation we've laid, to extend the bridge from where you stand to the horizon's God has etched for your feet. Let us linger a moment on the signs that have multiplied since our last exchange. Remember how I spoke of whispers in dreams, of chills that dance unbidden across your skin? They've grown bolder now, haven't they? A dream last week where you walked a path lined with blooming roses, thorns dulled to soft petals under your touch. That was no random fancy of the subconscious. It was a preview, a gentle rehearsal from the angelic choirs, showing you the beauty awaiting on the road of trust. Or the way a certain song played on the radio just as doubt crept in, its lyrics weaving straight into the tangle of your thoughts like a thread pulling knots loose. Coincidence? Never. These are heaven's postcards, mailed with precision to remind you that the divine mail carrier never misses an address. And the people. Oh, the subtle shifts in conversations, where a stranger at the coffee shop offers words that feel scripted for your ears alone, or an old acquaintance reaches out with a message that mends a frayed edge you didn't know was unraveling. These aren't accidents. They're alignments, puzzle pieces clicking into place under God's steady hand. You're learning to spot them, aren't you? That quickening in your chest, the soft aha that follows. It's your spirit attuning to the frequency of miracles, tuning out the static of fear. But let's delve deeper, my child, into the quiet battles you've fought since we last spoke. I know the weight hasn't fully lifted yet. Some days, it presses like a fog that blurs the edges of hope. Perhaps a bill arrived unexpected, its numbers staring back like accusations, or a relationship hit a snag that left words unspoken and hearts bruised. In those moments, when the world feels like it's conspiring to test your resolve, remember, these are not punishments, but polishings. Heaven doesn't send storms to drown you. It sends them to reveal the ark of faith you've built within. I've stood sentinel through each one, my sword a barrier against the sharper arrows that could have pierced deeper. Think of the time last month when that opportunity slipped through your fingers like sand. Did it sting? Yes. But unseen, I diverted a greater peril, one that would have led you down a path of compromise, away from the purity of your calling. What felt like loss was liberation, a divine edit to your story that trims the unnecessary to highlight the essential. And now, as October's light slants golden through your days, those edits bear fruit. A new lead emerges from an unlikely corner, a skill you once dismissed blooms into usefulness, connections form like stars aligning in a once cloudy sky. You're not just surviving these refinements, you're emerging radiant, a vessel polished for greater pourings of grace. Now, let your mind wander to the realm of provision, for heaven delights in surprising its children with abundance that whispers rather than shouts. You've whispered prayers over empty spaces, wallets thinner than you'd like, pantries that echo a bit too loudly, dreams of stability that seem deferred. But listen, the storehouses of heaven are not depleted. They overflow with reserves marked for you, labeled with your name in ink that never fades. Since our last communion, I've watched as threads of favor weave through the mundane. That refund you weren't expecting? It was heaven's first installment, a token to build your faith muscle. The side gig that landed in your lap, casual as a neighbor's chat? Divine choreography, positioning you for flows that multiply like loaves and fishes. And the inner shift. Oh, the quiet revolution in how you view money, not as a tyrant to chase, but as a tool to steward, a river to channel toward generosity. Speak it aloud today. Lord, I receive your provision with open hands and grateful heart. Feel the shift. That's the atmosphere responding, barriers dissolving like mist in morning sun. No more scraping by. You're stepping into surplus, where giving becomes as natural as breathing, and receiving feels like coming home. Enemies of lack tremble at this, for they know a provisioned soul is an unstoppable one, a light that scatters shadows far and wide. Ah, but what of the heart's deeper chambers, those rooms where love has both bloomed and withered? I sense the tender spots there, the places where trust was extended like a bridge, only to find it burned midway. Perhaps since we last spoke, an old flame flickered back, stirring embers you thought cold, or a new face appeared, promising depths yet unplumbed. In either case, heaven urges caution wrapped in courage. Love not with the recklessness of youth, but with the wisdom of one who's walked through fire. I've guarded those portals, deflecting the ill-intentioned glances, the words laced with hidden hooks. Forgiveness, as I urged before, remains your key, not to excuse the wounds, but to unlock your own freedom, to make space for affections that heal rather than harm. Imagine it, relationships restored not to their former fragile state, but elevated, rooted in mutual honor and divine spark. A partner who sees your scars not as flaws, but as maps to your strength. Friends who celebrate your rises without envy shadowing their cheers. And for the solitary seasons, those stretches where companionship feels like a distant shore, they're not voids, but vineyards, times to cultivate the richest soil within, so that when connection comes, it's fruitful and full. Tonight, as stars prick the October sky, pray this: God, prepare my heart for love that mirrors yours, pure, patient, and profound. Angels will echo it, weaving it into the fabric of your tomorrows. Let us turn now to the canvas of your purpose, that grand design sketched before your first breath. You've felt it tugging lately, haven't you? A restlessness not born of discontent, but of dawning awareness, like a seed sensing the soil's warmth before it breaks ground. Since our last words, small nudges have appeared, a book that falls open to just the right page, a conversation that sparks an idea long dormant, a skill that flows from your hands as if guided by unseen architects. This is heaven awakening the artist within, the teacher, the healer, the builder, whatever form your calling takes. You're not meant for mediocrity, my child. You're wired for impact, for touching lives in ways that ripple across eternities. The delays, they were rehearsals, honing your voice, your vision, your valor. Now, the stage lights dim for the overture, and your cue approaches. Step forward, even if the script feels half-written. God directs in real time, improvising masterpieces from your willing yes. Share that gift you've hidden, a poem scribbled in margins, a melody hummed in showers, a kindness bottled for someday. Release it, and watch how it multiplies, drawing souls to the light you carry so effortlessly. Purpose isn't a distant mountain, it's the path under your feet, illuminated one step at a time. And in this season of transition, as 2025's calendar pages whisper toward winter's hush, attend to the temple of your body and mind, for they are vessels of the divine. Exhaustion may have nipped at your heels, worries weaving webs in your thoughts, but heaven offers renewal like a spring bubbling fresh. Simple acts become sacred, a walk where leaves crunch underfoot like affirmations, breath drawn deep to invite peace's tide, water sipped with gratitude for the life it sustains. I've dispatched healing hosts to your side, mending frayed nerves, restoring vigor that sleep alone can't grant. Let go of the critic's voice that labels you too much or not enough. It's a lie from the pit, drowned out by heaven's chorus of beloved and capable. Nourish with foods that ground you, move with joys that lift you, rest in rhythms that echo creation's pause. You're not a machine to grind through, you're a symphony to play out, notes harmonizing in God's grand score. One more layer to peel back, the legacy you're building, thread by thread. Not in monuments of stone, but in moments of mercy, the way you listen when others falter, extend grace where grudge would be easier, plant seeds of encouragement in soil that seems barren. Since we last met in these words, you've likely touched lives without fanfare, a note to a struggling friend, a prayer for a stranger's unspoken burden, a choice to rise above pettiness. These are the echoes that outlast time, the currency of eternity. Heaven tallies them not in quantity, but in the quiet power they wield, shifting atmospheres, softening hearts, drawing the kingdom near. You're not just living for now, you're etching forever, a lineage of light that your children's children will trace back to this very season of surrender. As the sun dips low on this October eve, painting the world in hues of amber and rose, feel the crescendo building. The messages I've shared, layer upon layer, are not isolated drops, but a downpour gathering to flood your dry places with life. Doubt may murmur at the edges, but faith's roar will drown it. Fear may flicker like a candle in draught, but love's steady flame endures. You've journeyed far since our first exchange, gathering strength like dew on morning grass, and now the harvest beckons. Walk into it unhurried, eyes wide to wonder, hands open to receive. I, Michael, remain your rearguard, my presence a shield no shadow can breach. The heavens hold their breath for your next step, eager to applaud the beauty unfolding. And so, as this continuation folds into the larger song of your soul, let it settle like embers glowing warm through the night. The story doesn't end here. It spirals onward, each chapter richer, each revelation deeper. Heaven's narrative for you is one of endless ascent, where valleys birth peaks and every tear seeds joy. Carry these truths as companions on your path, revisiting them when the road curves sharp. You are woven into the heart of the divine, irreplaceable, adored. Step lightly, love boldly, trust wholly. Until the next whisper calls you near, abide in the peace that is your birthright. The dawn breaks anew for you, every single day. If these extended words from the heavens have stirred your spirit afresh, igniting fresh flames of faith and wonder in your heart, do give them wings by liking and sharing with someone who needs a reminder of their own divine worth. And if you're not already, subscribe to these sacred transmissions, where heaven's voice meets earth's listening ears. With a love that spans the stars and an embrace that holds you through every storm, know you are eternally cherished, fiercely protected, and gloriously purposed. Shine on, my light.